The Good Shepherd nuns, in charge of the convent, ran a training school there for girls, providing them with a basic education. They also ran a laundry business. Little was known about the training school, but the laundry had a good reputation. Restaurants and guest houses, the nursing home and the hospital, all the priests and well-off households sent their washing there. Reports were that everything that was sent in, whether it be a raft of bed linen or just a dozen handkerchiefs, came back same as new. There was other talk too about the place. Some said that the training school girls, as they were known, weren't students of anything, but girls of low character who spent their days being reformed, doing penance by washing stains out of the dirty linen, that they worked from dawn till night. Others swore the place was no better than a mother and baby home, where common unmarried girls went in to be hidden away after they'd given birth, saying it was their own people who'd put them in there after their illegitimates had been adopted out to rich Americans or sent off to Australia, that the nuns got good money by placing these babies out foreign, that it was an industry they had going. But people said a lot of things, and a good half of what was said could not be believed. Never was there any shortage of idle minds or gossips about town. Furlong didn't like to believe any of it, but he'd gone one evening to the convent with a load well before it was due, and finding no sign of anyone at the front, had walked down past the coal house on the gable end and slid the bolt on the heavy door and pushed it through to find a pretty orchard whose trees were heavy with fruit, red and yellow apples, pears. He'd carried on to a small lighted chapel where he found more than a dozen young women and girls, down on their hands and knees with tins of old-fashioned lavender polish and rags, polishing their hearts out in circles on the floor. As soon as they saw him, they looked like they'd been scalded. Just over him coming in and asking after Sister Carmel, and was she about? And not one of them with shoes, going round in black socks and some horrid type of grey-coloured shifts. One girl had an ugly sty in her eye, and another's hair had been roughly cut, as though someone blind had taken to it with shears. It was she who came up to him. "Mister, won't you help us?" Furlong felt himself stepping back. "Just take me as far as the river, that's all you need do." She was dead in earnest, and the accent was Dublin. "To the river? Or you could just let me out at the gate." "It's not up to me, girl, I can't take you anywhere," Furlong said, showing her his open, empty hands. "Well, take me home with you then. I'll work till I drop for you, sir. Haven't I 5 girls and a wife at home? Well, I've nobody. And all I want to do is drown myself." Suddenly she dropped to her knees and started polishing. And Furlong turned to see a nun standing down at the confession box. "Sister," Furlong said, "I was just looking for Sister Carmel." "She's gone across to St. Margaret's," she said. "Maybe I can help you. I've a load of logs and coal for you, sister."